Absent. Councilmember Dominguez.
Present.
Vice Mayor Nunez.
Present.
And Mayor Tran.
Present. Thank you very much, Mary. Okay. All right, folks. Welcome to tonight's Milpitas City Council special meeting as we go over our city election results. Welcome everybody, all the panelists and attendees. Typically a very special night in the Milpitas City Hall chambers. We are here this evening on Zoom. And so I look forward to the special moments for the folks. We'll go ahead and move forward here. Welcome to all the viewers, family and friends of our city council. Next up here is the Pledge of Allegiance, and you can stand where you are as you may, and I'll lead the pledge this evening. Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, we're going to public forum. If you're joining us this evening and you'd like to speak for the public forum here, we'll do 1 minute this evening. I will look to the attendees. Okay, first up here we have Inderjit Mundra.
Sorry. So thank you, Mayor Tran. Today it's an honor to welcome you guys as the mayor for the next 2 years, and the council member Anthony Fan, council member Evelyn Chua. It is a real honor to join forces with you for the coming couple of years to get the city back on track. There's a lot of work that you put into this for the elections, and we're honored that you are now elected. So moving forward, we're here to help you at the worst time in history. And you have a lot of hard work ahead of you because of the pandemic. And we will be honored to join forces with you at any time needed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Interjet. And we'll look to the attendees here. If there's any more virtual raised hands, this is the public forum, and now would be the time. I don't see any further virtual raised hands. Thank you very much for the public comments. And we'll move on to agenda item number 1. Let's receive a report of municipal election results of November the 3rd, 2020, and adopt the resolution to certify final results for the offices of mayor and the 2 city council members. And we will go to our city clerk, Mary LaBelle.
Thank you, Mayor. With some able help from IT, I'll make a presentation for you now and request your confirmation of the election results by adopting a resolution. So if I could have the next slide, please. On November 3rd, voters in Milpitas went to the polls to make their choice for 3 elected officials. The first of those was the mayor of Milpitas. The election results are in front of you here. And Rich Tran was the winner with 68.5% of the vote. The other 2 candidates on the ballot were Voltaire Montemayor with 16.8% and Mr. Pete McHugh, 14.68%. It was the highlight of the election is to note the extremely high, I think record-breaking turnout in the voting results with 83.44% voter turnout on November 3rd. So Mr. Rich Tran was elected mayor by the voters. Next slide, please. Where it's the contest for 2 members of the city council elected to 4-year terms. In the results in front of you here, Mr. Anthony Fan received 9,224 votes and received close to 20% of the total. Mrs. Evelyn Chua received 8,762 votes, 18.7% of the vote. So Anthony Fan and Evelyn Chua were declared the winners in the election for City Council among the 8 candidates listed in front of you. These totals are presented to you come from the votes by mail that were sent in by the majority of voters, some at the local voting centers, and some write-in votes that were cast. So the 2 City Council members are Anthony and Evelyn, who are elected to 4-year terms, and the mayor was elected to his third 2-year term. Next slide, please. Measure F was also on the ballot. The City Council has already adopted the affirmation of those final results last Thursday, and as noted at that time, ballot measure F was adopted with 60% of the vote. Next slide. So at this time, I asked you to receive the report I've just provided to you and request the City Council to adopt a resolution confirming the canvass of returns and declaring the results of the general municipal election held November 3rd, 2020 in Milpitas. Thank you. I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you so much, Mary. We'll go to public comment. If there's any public comment for agenda item number 1, we'll take the public comment now. I'm looking at the attendees. I don't see any virtual raised hands, so that's it with public comment. Thank you. We'll bring the public comment.
Mayor, I'm here. I can't get on. I can't log in, but I am on the phone.
Yeah, Councillor Montano, for the record, she is here at the meeting. Some technical difficulties, but she is here. All right, fantastic.
Thank you.
And so we'll bring the discussion up here to the virtual dais. Councillor Montano, we just received a report of our election results, and
I heard that. Yeah.
okay, great. Yeah, we're going to do a few comments here along the dais before we move the item for approval. I want to recognize all the candidates that ran for office. It takes a lot of passion for Milpitas, our community, our families, and really some tremendous public service and risk to put one's name on the ballot. And so I want to recognize every single candidate for going out into the community and putting forward their vision for office. I want to talk about Measure F, which was our very small incremental increase in our sales tax here in town, which passed over 60%, which is clearly a statement. So with Measure F, I want to first thank our City Council who really voted yes on it and saw it through to the finish line. There was some opposition to the measure, and I'm thankful for each person on the City Council for standing strong and demonstrating the leadership to understand how important our city budget is as we look to protect our city through this pandemic and the recession that we find ourselves in. Our residents will be thankful for your leadership for a lifetime. And when this Measure F was proposed, the sales tax increase, when it was proposed, I remember expressing how monumental this decision was for our city for decades to come. And so this short-term sales tax increase of 8 years or less will be something that we will all look back on and understand how important it will be, and it was for our community. I want to go to my colleagues here for comment and discussion as well for the election results. And before I go to Councilmember Fan, I do also want to give him a shout out, as Councilmember Fan and I teamed up on yet another item among some others this year. And I want to thank Councilmember Fan for the true partnership in pushing for this sales tax increase in the community, whether it was on the Milpitas Beat newspaper or on a statement that we put out. And I would be remiss also, before I go to Councilmember Fan, to thank our public safety unions, the local 1699, our firefighters, and the MPOA. Thank you for your support for this Measure F. I know that it kind of got rolled out pretty quick. It was a matter of timing, and to have both of the unions in our public safety, the trust really meant a lot, and it showed that we really are clicking on cylinders here. And so, Councilmember Fan.
Thank you. I'll probably speak again later on to a more broader context, but I do want to express my deep gratitude, my sincere thanks to my dear friend and colleague, Vice Mayor Bob Nunez. Milpitas has been made a better place because of your work, and the residents of Milpitas owe you a great debt. And I will miss you deeply. I think a lot of us will. And I will try my best to continue your work, but I know that your work is far from over, and you will continue to serve our community in the many capacities that you have been doing so tirelessly over the years, and that you will continue working to improve the lives of people surrounding us, our neighborhoods, our brothers and sisters, our schools, our youth. That doesn't stop. And I know you'll keep doing good work wherever you are. And I look forward to the day we cross paths again. And it's not a goodbye. So thank you. It's really been my honor to serve alongside you.
Very well. Thank you very much, Councilmember Fan. And next on the agenda, we will be having a presentation for Vice Mayor Nunez, and every person will really have the opportunity to share their thoughts and feelings as well. And so I do want to note that we have an agenda item where we will fully recognize Vice Mayor Nunez. Okay, well, I don't see any further virtual raised hands for item number 1. Okay, I do see a hand here. Councilmember Dominguez.
Thank you very much, Mayor. First and foremost, I do want to thank everyone that ran for office. It takes a lot of grit, a lot of work. And so as we move into tonight, I also want to express my sincere gratitude to Vice Mayor Bob Nunez. I know that we're going to have an item later on, but I kind of want to take advantage of both because I talk a lot. So I definitely want to just start off by saying that thank you for the valuable lessons that you have given all of us, particularly myself. We've worked very well together, although we never saw eye to eye on a lot of things. One of the most valuable lessons that you have taught me is how to work with people who don't necessarily agree with me, and how to see the goal. And so I truly value that lesson because it has helped me in many facets of my life. It's a true example of that the United States is not Republican. It is not Democratic, particularly here in Milpitas. We are one family, and our overall goal is to ensure that our families always come first. And I have no doubt that you're going to continue to do that. And I look forward in crossing paths with you once more. Thank you.
Very well. Thank you very much, Councilmember Dominguez. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'll move to approve item number 1 and to adopt a resolution to certify the final results for the office of mayor and 2 city council members.
Second.
We have a second. We have a second from Vice Mayor Nunez. All in favor, virtual roll call for item number 1, Councilmember Fan. You didn't get your audio there, Councilmember. Okay. That was an aye. Do we get that? Okay, Councilmember Montano. Councilmember Montano, if you can unmute your microphone. We are doing the call for approval.
Can you hear me now?
There you are. Yeah,
Okay.
I can hear you.
So aye.
Okay, Councilmember Dominguez.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Nunez.
Aye.
Myself as an aye. The motion is carried. Item number 1 is approved. Moving on to item number 2, presentation to Vice Mayor Nunez, as well as our remarks. I will go to a guest here from Congressman Ro Khanna's office first, and then I will go following the Congressman's office. After my remarks, we'll go to the City Council, and then we'll go to our City Manager, and then we'll go to our City Attorney, and then we'll conclude with Vice Mayor Nunez. And so if we can zoom in the Congressman's office, I believe we have a guest here that is scheduled. NOIT, if you can get the Congressman's office in here. I'm looking for him on the Zoom.
This is Hiệp Nguyen from the Office of Congressman Khanna. Can you hear me?
Yes, welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. On behalf of Congressman Khanna, he would like to, present Vice Mayor Bob Nunez a cert of recognition, and we recognize your years of service on Milpitas City Council and to the community. Mr. Bob Nunez is also very special to me because he's the one that really support the Vietnamese community in the Bay Area. Thanks so much, Mr. Bob Nunez, for your service to the city of Milpitas, the community, and everybody. I think your work will be continued, and we will see each other one day after the COVID. And we would like to kind of welcome Evelyn Chua, the new city council member, and we trust her to do the best for the Milpitas city. Thank you very much. And if I have a chance, I can, send the cert to Bob Nunez later. Thank you very much, Richard, Mayor Richard.
Thank you, Hiệp Nguyen from Congressman Ro Khanna's office. I will follow here, and I want to thank you, Vice Mayor Nunez, for really being a supporter of mine over the past calendar year as you stepped into the role of Vice Mayor. I came to you and I asked for your support a year ago, and you gave it to me. And that is an honor. I want to, really thank you for your service to our community. You have been an integral part of things that I'll never forget, no matter what. Even in your first month, I think you support our Milpitas High School football team and ensured that our state champions were able to celebrate with their families and the greater community with the parade. The first parade that we've had in Milpitas, I believe, in over 20 years. And looking back on our 4 years together, I'm thankful that you shared a passion for helping others, coming in and standing with the living wage for persons in the community. I've seen you on the dais advocate for those that are underrepresented and underserved. And those are the things that I'll always remember that are most important. You stood there and you passed the affordable housing 15% set aside ordinance, which our city should have had many years ago, actually, but it was before you on your desk and something that you've been fighting for previous to that, and you stood with that. Wage theft, you cared about folks here in town, making sure they're getting their paycheck, because oftentimes the folks that are taken advantage of, they experience wage theft, and you stood with that. And there's countless other items that we've voted together on that I'm thankful for your leadership. I have a special tradition I'd like to present to you at this time, Vice Mayor Nunez. Let me get it here. It's right behind me. Vice Mayor Nunez, this is a United States flag in a case, and on it says, Vice Mayor Nunez, January 2019 to December 2020, as well as council member 2016 to 2018. This United States flag was flown right outside our Milpitas City Hall, and it was raised and it was lowered. And so it has a really special meaning as you take your next step in life. And I'm honored to present this flag to you virtually. Of course, it'll be in your possession shortly. You know, when you when you swore in to Milpitas City Hall, you did an oath to uphold our city, and I've seen you fight for not just our city, but our residents time and time again. The Sunny Hills Apartments, the extension of 5 years, you played a huge role, the leading role in that. And those families, nearly 170 households at Sunny Hills Apartments, they're thankful for you and your leadership. The fire department, I would be remiss if I didn't thank you, Vice Mayor Nunez, for the new fire engines, the tiller truck, all of that. I've always looked to you, and you made it happen. And those were heavy lifts, and you always did that. And I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart for doing those things. And so I want to thank you, Vice Mayor Nunez, for really being an incredible vice mayor to me. You aren't the first vice mayor I've had, but I want to look and say that you were there for me every time that I called you, or if I had to text you, and you delivered time and time again. So thank you, Vice Mayor Nunez, for your service. And the next vice mayor of Milpitas will have certainly some shoes to fill, unlike I've had during my short time here. We'll go to the city council here. We'll go down the virtual dais. And so we'll go with Council Member Dominguez.
Thank you so much, Mayor, for the time. I definitely wanted to, again, I shared how one of the most valuable lessons that you have given me is to really reach out to the other side and to really focus on the end goal. I think one of the biggest things that you have also given me is to remember to love and always smile and to enjoy this job in a very playful way. So what I mean by that is just making sure that we're not taking everything so heavy, and that at the end of the day we go home and that we're able to see ourselves in our reflections in the mirror. That I know we both carry our faith very strongly, and one of the things that I truly admire about your leadership is your ability to help lift others up, and that's a trait that not all leaders have. They say that there's just the most valuable thing that I've learned from not only yourself, but from Chief Eddie Garcia, if he's watching, is that when we're up here representing our city, we have a title in front of us, which is definitely valuable. In your case, it's a vice mayor. In our case, it could be council member or mayor. But what you taught me is that the most important thing is the city of Milpitas. And that's a lesson I already knew, but it's a lesson that I value even more every single day I wake up. And that is the goal, is to move the city of Milpitas forward and to ensure that we're also growing each other and that we're pulling each other up. And you always did that for all of us. And so I definitely want to thank you for those lessons. I look forward in practicing them as years come by. And I definitely look forward in continuing our partnership, because this work is not done. And I know that no matter where you go, the work will continue. And we do not need to sit up here to continue that work. And it's that partnership that really makes things happen and gets things done. And so for your leadership and your ability to pull all of us up, I thank you. And I wish you the best in your future endeavors.
And next we'll have Council Member Montano.
Can you hear me?
Yes, proceed.
Okay. Bob, just want to say that working with you was a big, how should I say it? When I work with you, I saw how wise you are and how you deliberate your thought process. You know, I can still see you. You know, you take pauses, because when you take that pause, you're really thinking really deep and hard on these issues. And that's what I appreciate about you, because you take your time to really sort things out in your mind. And I admire that about you, because you're a person that processes, you're a problem solver, and you solve problems. You know, you have, you reach in and you way deep in your brain and you come up with some solutions. And I am so proud that you were the co-chair of the housing subcommittee, and that we both came up with some really good ideas, and we moved those ideas forward. And now Milpitas is a better place to help our residents, those that are struggling with this COVID. And I know you have a lot of compassion. You're always out there to try to help folks that don't have, you know, you have the haves and the have-nots, and you're out there advocating. When I first met you, it was at La Raza Roundtable, where, you know, it's an advocacy group, regional, and we're there fighting for the same causes, especially for those that have been disenfranchised. But I just want to let you know that I respect you, and if you ever need me, I'll be here. I know you'll still be around, and you ain't going nowhere. So we'll be here for you. I'm sure all the council members will be here, and just reach out and talk. Because communication is very important to for problem solving. So I was really fortunate to have worked with you, and looking forward for working with you again. God bless you.
Next, we have Council Member Fan.
I've been trying to emotionally prepare myself for this for the past few weeks now, and I honestly thought that I'd keep it a lot cooler, but this is bringing out all the emotions in me. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna write you a Yelp review. I don't think there are enough words to describe how thankful I am for your guidance and your leadership. You already know how much you mean to me and the impact you've made on my life. The things that I've said that need to be said to you, I've said already. But know that I will try my best to continue your work. I've asked for the items that you prioritize, that you brought forward, to be continued under my name. Even so, I know that I have big shoes to fill, and it's probably not fully fillable, but ultimately, we've been here for each other in some of the darkest times, some of the roughest hours, and I'm hopeful for the days ahead, but I know there's going to continue to be rough nights inevitably. That's just how government is. But through it all, I will remember your mantra. And that's, at the end of the day, I just smile. So that's going to be my guiding philosophy. And just thank you.
Very well. Now we'll go to the city staff side. As a person on the city council, we all really have a direct working relationship with our city manager and our city attorney. And over the past few years, I know that our city manager, Steve McHarris, and our city attorney, Christopher Diaz, have been really at our hip, joined at our hip. And so I do want to go first to our city manager, Steve McHarris.
Thank you, Mayor. Vice Mayor Nunez, Councilmember Nunez, and friend Bob Nunez. I just want to thank you immensely for your support. I've been here serving in the city manager's office for 2.5 years now, under all of your leadership. But tonight I'm focusing on our vice mayor. And I want to point out some things I think that were pointed out as well, the things that struck me as most important. Your dedication to public service, it's been immense and it's been impactful to the city. It's been clear. So Vice Mayor Nunez and I have spent hours upon hours talking about things like social equity, housing, taking care of Milpitas, and taking care of each other. And I can't emphasize how much time and effort we both put into this and how much we've worked very hard to extend that to others. But in this case, Vice Mayor Nunez has just really gone above and beyond in all counts. Some of the examples have already been cited. I'd also mention that under the last, it seems like 2 years, but really the last not even a year, serving under probably the most intense, difficult times in the Milpitas history under this COVID pandemic. And in so, taking his core values and turning them into programs and resources that our community desperately needs. Very important. He's also been an extremely good partner with our regional agencies, community-based organizations, even individuals throughout the county. And that's been, I think, very impactful to our community. I believe over the years that I've served in Milpitas and observed Milpitas, that our vice mayor has really, and council member Nunez has really helped make those connections to our county and provided or really set Milpitas to be considered a leader amongst all the cities and agencies in our county. What I'd like to really close with is, for myself, when I meet good people and work with good people, they leave an impact on myself. And that's what I've heard with others. Others have expressed this, and I'm certain that anybody that's worked with Bob Nunez, they feel the same. And that is something that, Bob, you should feel very proud of, that you do leave something with everybody that you've worked with and contacted and connected with. And I think that's just something that is part of your legacy. And I think it's something that we're all very thankful for your service. So I'll just leave it at that. Thank you.
Very well. And next we'll go to our city attorney, Christopher Diaz.
So I didn't get the memo that we have the opportunity as staff to thank an outgoing council member, but I do thank the mayor for the opportunity. I've shared a lot with you, Bob, obviously after the election, so you kind of know what my thoughts are about you. I will just say that as staff, it's always difficult to know when new council members come in. And I remember you coming in 2016 with many new council members, not knowing if you're going to have that close working relationship. And I will say that after 4 years, we have had that close working relationship. I do look to you as someone that I do take advice from, just in terms of the politics, and you were always good about giving me tips and pointers just in terms of where the council may be going in terms of the politics. Obviously, with my mind thinking of legal issues, not always about the politics. So I do appreciate that about you, Bob. I will just say that I know this is not goodbye. I know you're going to continue to do very good work, as you have done for the past 4 years for this city. And I look forward to watching you do that. And we will be here, I think, as city staff. If you ever need anything from the city, just know that we are just a phone call away. So you will be missed. And I will say, I'm sure Jill has many, many plans for you and her to do many fun things. So enjoy all of that, but continue to do the good work you've been doing. And I know we will cross paths very, very soon. So thank you.
Vice Mayor Nunez, the floor is yours, sir.
So I'm going to be short. I don't know who this person is you've been describing, because sure as hell isn't me. You have it backwards. All of you have taught me so many things. So let's leave it at thank you. And I'll be seeing you at all the coffee places once we're out of COVID. And Chris, I think that at the end of the day, you have probably taught me the most. So thank you all.
Okay, we're going to move to item number 3. Thank you very much, Vice Mayor Nunez, and once a vice mayor, always a vice mayor. Thank you for your service, sir. Item number 3, ceremonial swearing in of newly elected city officials, followed by remarks. Typically, we would be in our city council chamber, in a packed chamber full of our family and friends. The lobby would have other activities as well, with the cake and refreshments and balloons. This year, due to COVID, obviously we're not doing all that, but I still want to recognize how special this evening is. And if we can kind of envision ourselves in that chamber this evening, and just the power of the energy of the room, that's where we're at this evening here at this moment. And so on the agenda, we're going to go first with myself, and then second would be Councilmember Fan, and then thirdly would be Councilmember-elect Evelyn Chua. And typically I'd be on the dais right now, and I kind of walk on down to the chamber floor and step up to the podium and say a few things. And so I'm gonna sort of do that right now. And so first will be the actual oath. And so I want to also welcome a couple of guests I have this evening. First would be for the prayer, as I did at my last swear-in. I have Pastor Nick Belaski from the Christian Worship Center over on Main Street. He's here again this evening to pray over us. And the person that will be taking me through my ceremonial oath is our Milpitas High School head football coach, Kelly King, my former coach in high school, as well as math teacher. And the person that read my name when I graduated from Milpitas High School, he read my name, and I walked across the stage and got my diploma. And so I do want to add, Councilmember Montano was my keynote speaker my senior year. I do have to add that. Councilmember Montano was my keynote speaker.
That was many years ago.
Yeah.
So glad that Principal Chuck Gary allowed me to do the honor of giving the commencement speech. Glad.
Yeah. Talk about a small world, huh?
Yeah.
But that's, hey, we love Milpitas. I love Milpitas for that. And so first I want to welcome Pastor Nick.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. If you have video, or if not, audio is fine. We're working with what we have this evening. We're going live, yes. And we'll have Pastor Nick, Nick, do our a prayer here. Welcome.
All right. Well, first of all, I'd like to say thank you again for the honor of Mayor of praying over you. Prayer is not just important, it's essential, and I thank you for recognizing that. Who would have thought, Mayor Tran, that closing out your second term, you would be leading through a pandemic? No one's seen it coming, but God did. And he positioned you as mayor to lead the great city of Milpitas. And coming into your third term here as the mayor of Milpitas, things haven't gotten much easier. And God still has you in the position that you're at because God's appointed you for this. I want to read out of Romans chapter 8, verse 31, and it says this: "What then shall we say to these things? If God is for us, who could be against us?" Mayor Tran, I want to remind you that it's God who gives you the courage and the ability to lead. And if there's ever a time where you would ever question that or find yourself in a low moment, I want you to remember this verse, that if God is for you, who could be against you? Nobody. Let's go ahead and pray. Father, we thank you so much for the ability, God, for my ability to pray over our mayor. Lord, it takes a great man. It takes a great person, God, of leadership, someone to have a strong backbone, Father, someone to have a great heart, but most of all, someone to have a great love for their city. Lord, I know of many people, God, who would who would find themselves, God, in this position, God, many people who would sign up for this position, God, especially in a time like this. But Lord, you've appointed him, you've called him for a moment such as this. Lord, I pray your grace over him, Lord, over every decision he has to make, over every item he has to lead through, God, over the questions he has to answer to, God, the people he has to answer to, even the difficult ones. Lord, I pray you would give him the grace, Lord, to do so. But most of all, I pray that he would always remember, that Rich would always remember, you've called him to this place for such a time as this, and that if God be for him, who could be against him? So we thank you now. We ask in the name of the Father, of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Pastor Nick. I firmly believe that God's watching down on our city and our community, and all the hard times and long nights, and the angels were looking down too. I think that's the only reason why I still am here in this building. And so I thank you, Pastor Nick, for leading the faith in our community. It don't get better than that. Thank you very much. Okay, now I want to introduce to you the person that will be leading me through the ceremonial oath. It's my third one, and each person is really special. But I think this third one is extra special because it could be my last as I get termed out. And so I got to make sure my third and final term here is, the person that I wish the most. And I want to introduce a man that has been in this community for a lifetime, a teacher that has taught thousands of young Milpitas high school students, a man that has coached sports, particularly the high school football team, since 1990, and has led student athletes to really develop into fine people in society, and to go on and to excel in life. I think without this person, I don't know where I'd be. I was kind of a knucklehead in high school, didn't have the best grades, but I did have I was able to be a student athlete through the football program, and I learned how to take notes. I learned how to put together a 3-ring binder. I learned how to show up on time. I learned how to have respect, and I was inspired to continue following my dreams and really do well in school and go on to get an education. But it wasn't always smooth. I think there was a time I was getting in trouble, and I could have easily fell off the cliff. But this person, I'll always remember, gave me another chance. And this person has given a lot of young people second chances, and recognizing the potential in young people for decades. And I'm so thankful for head coach Kelly King for really supporting me my senior in high school. And I was able to get on the honor roll. I think my first time in high school, I got over a 3.0 sort of a thing. And I got to be a part of a team and understand how that works. When I'm on the city council, it's kind of some of the lessons from football practice I kind of take on the council is just, playing in between the lines, playing until the whistle's done, or, until the meeting is adjourned. There's so many kind of similarities or analogies I can make, and my competitive spirit in politics, going a 3-0 as the mayor, and really competing versus so many different local politicians here in town. My whole style, my whole competitive nature is really the lessons I learned playing football at Milpitas High School, and being aggressive appropriately, and playing clean and technique and all the fundamentals. In politics, I've transferred all that to politics, and that's worked out. And there's a motto that I continue to live by, and that's that success is often overshadowed by hard work. And everybody knows that's what Coach King has preached for so long. There's even tattoos of it. Some people got tattoos of it. I'm not there yet, but success is often overshadowed by hard work. I want to welcome our Milpitas High School math teacher, father, husband, parent, grandparent, head coach, Kelly King.
Well, thanks, Rich. I really appreciate it. Appreciate all the kind words. I guess success is often overshadowed by hard work. You've made our program proud, and congratulations. We're real proud of you. So you ready to get sworn in?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and raise my right hand with you, okay?
Okay. I got to raise my right hand too?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready to go. Here we go. I, Rich Tran.
I, Rich Tran.
Yeah, repeat after me. Okay.
All right.
You're not very good, are you?
I didn't do. I'm gonna do better this year than last time.
Okay, I'm just checking. So here we go. So I, Rich Tran.
I, Rich Tran.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend the Constitution.
That I will support and defend the Constitution.
Of the United States.
Of the United States.
And the Constitution.
And the Constitution.
Of the State of California.
Of the State of California.
Against all enemies.
Against all enemies.
Foreign and domestic.
Foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith.
That I will bear true faith.
And allegiance.
And allegiance.
To the Constitution of the United States.
To the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
That I will take this obligation freely.
That I will take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
And I will well and faithfully discharge.
And I will well faithfully and discharge.
The duties upon which I'm about to enter.
The duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations, Rich.
Thank you, Coach. I'll never forget this moment.
I appreciate it.
And then thank you for everything. Thank you so much. I just want to say a couple of things before we move to the next swear-in. I want to again say success is often overshadowed by hard work, and anything I've ever accomplished has been through teamwork and hard work. And so I do want to reiterate, success is often overshadowed by hard work. I want to thank everybody here on this Zoom and out on the internet that's watching, my family and friends, for all their support. I got a lot of things I need support with, and without every single person, I wouldn't be able to do this, and I say that humbly. I want to talk a little bit about COVID and how much of a disaster it is in our lives right now, in our country, in our world, and we're going to get through this. In the worst of times of our life, I've never been more hopeful about our community and our city. We are Milpitas strong. We are working really hard in City Hall to balance our budget, to ensure that we have the quality of life with police and fire and public works and all the departments. Everybody that's watching across the whole city, I know we got city employees tuning in. We're going to get through this, and we're going to get through it together. Tough times don't last, tough people do. And I think we have all the resources and hearts and minds in City Hall to get through this COVID. And so we'll get through it. And the last thing I'll say is, hey, everybody in town knows my motto is Milpitas Families First. Milpitas Families First. And it's really been a way of life. Every decision I've had to make, whatever it may be, as long as I had put Milpitas Families first, I just knew and I had faith that it was going to turn out for the best. And that's been the case. And I'm so thankful to continue to have another couple years to put Milpitas Families first in everything I do. And I thank you all for believing in me I'm just here to do my job and just have memories along the way. So just looking back a year ago today, maybe off by a day, but you know, that was really special. We won the high school state championship for football. And it was really about the community and being a part of those memories. These are the memories I'm here for, seeing everybody do well, especially our youth. And I'm here for the memories. I just can't thank everybody enough. Thank you so much, and let's get to work. All right, next up we have, thank you very much, Coach King. Thank you. You have a great night. Yeah. All right, next up we have City Council Member Anthony Fan.
Sure, I'll provide my remarks after my swearing in, but my guest to swear me in needs no introduction. You all know him already. So let's play the video.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Anthony Fan.
I, Anthony Fan.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
That I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance.
That I will bear true faith and allegiance.
To the Constitution of the United States.
To the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
And the Constitution of the State of California.
That I take this obligation freely.
That I take this obligation freely.
Without any mental reservation.
Without any mental reservation.
Or purpose of evasion.
Or purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully.
And that I will well and faithfully.
Discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter.
Congratulations.
Thank you for everything.
It is my pleasure.
It's my honor.
First and foremost, congratulations, Mayor Tran. I look forward to working with you alongside the rest of my colleagues on the City Council. I also want to thank all of the candidates for running. I know that you all ran because you deeply care and love this city. And despite our many differences, that's something that connects us. I want to express my sincere gratitude to the residents of Milpitas participating in the highest form of advocacy, and that's advocacy through the ballot box. Like I said, despite our differences, we are connected in so many ways that transcend politics. Our belief in a free and democratic society with a government for the people, by the people, are the core values that truly make this country great. And to that end, thank you for voting. In general, I think that we had record turnout this election cycle, and that's certainly something to be proud of. Whether or not you voted for me or Measure F, I will represent you with honor and integrity, and I will do my best to represent you. I'm hopeful of the many opportunities that lay ahead on the horizon, and I look forward to getting back to work. Thank you all for instilling your confidence and trust in me, and I look forward to the long nights, but the many good work that I know we will accomplish together.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Fan, and congratulations to you. The community continues to be behind you and behind you more than ever. And so I'm excited to also work with you and the rest of the council. Thank you. Okay. Okay, next we have City Council Member-elect Evelyn Chua. Evelyn, are you there? Maybe turn your camera on, or I will welcome you. Oh, here she is for the first time, ladies and gentlemen. We have Council Member-elect just for a few more moments. Evelyn Chua, if you can unmute your microphone. Welcome to the virtual Milpitas City Hall. I believe that you want to introduce your family here. So
yes, thank you, Mayor Tran. Hello, everybody.
Well-
I'm going to be sworn in by my daughter, and my two granddaughters, and our dog Howard. So here it goes. Enjoy.
I state your name. I, Evelyn Chua, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. That I will take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. That I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I'm about to enter.
Sir, can you please take your mask off?
Carry on, yes.
Yeah, we had a good time making that. That was the second take, so they did great. So anyway, that's my daughter, Waylin Bowie, my granddaughters, Eileen Bowie and Annalyn Bowie, and Howard. So anyway, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Milpitas. I want to thank, there's so many people to thank, so bear with me. I'm not going to take a long time, but I need to thank these people.
Take your time, take your time.
Thank you so much for the Milpitas residents for giving me this opportunity to serve as a council member. And thank you to the thousands of residents, like Council Member Fan said, that went to the polls and voted. Thank you to the hundreds of supporters and volunteers that helped me. And also thank you to my core team. We call ourselves Team Easy. Thank you so much. They traveled with me through this journey. And thank you to Mayor Tran and Council Member Montano for their guidance and support as well. Thank you to the families, the Cacao families, the Ajeros, the Ciraldelas, the Portis, the Galangs, the Gomezes, the Harps, Loretas, the Lingads, Martins, Montoyas, Peraltas, Saluds, San Vicente, Villador, Soon, Young, and the Zamora families. Thank you very much for your support. And I cannot leave this page on thanking people without thanking the Milpitas Firefighters Local 1699. Thank you for the courage of endorsing a non-incumbent city council member, because you know that was the right thing to do. Thank you truly. Robert Kennedy said, the purpose of life is to contribute in some way to make things better. Public service and community service are those ways to make things better. And we have a lot of people in Milpitas that are doing that. They are so commendable people. So thank you to all of them. Thank you to my family. Thank you to my husband, my daughter, my son-in-law, and my two granddaughters, and our two dogs. So I also want to thank all the commissioners that I've worked with throughout the years, past and present, from the Community Advisory Commission, the Emergency Preparedness, and the Planning Commission. Thank you all very much. And in conclusion, as a council member, in any decision I make, at the forefront will always be on how to serve you better. My decisions will be transparent and without self-serving interests. No matter if you voted for me or not, I will serve all of Milpitas. You are one community working to make Milpitas the best. So with that, thank you all very much. Good night. Thank you Milpitas. God bless Milpitas, and God bless the United States of America.
Okay, congratulations. Congratulations. Now, we're going to go into a break. That was our ceremonial oath. Under the law of California, we have to actually have our city clerk administer the oath for the proper approval or certification or confirmation, however you want to. And so we're going to go out, take a break here, folks. We're going to take a break, and I want to invite Anthony Fan and Evelyn Chua to go into the Zoom breakout where we will meet with our city clerk, Mary Lavelle. Mary, do you want to provide us some direction here?
In order that we don't break the Brown Act, we're going to have you, Mayor Tran, meet with me first. I will issue the oath to you, and then following that, we'll have the oath for the two new council members off screen. Thank you.
That's right. That's right. One at a time. Great. So I'll go ahead and call a recess here, folks. We still have agenda item number 4, electing a new vice mayor here for the special meeting. And so I'll go ahead and call a recess here, folks. Feel free to take a break. We'll be back shortly. Mary, I know I got the email. Okay, great. Let me click on the email. Yeah, thanks. Okay, great, folks. I am back from the virtual city clerk's office, and so she'll be meeting with the next two persons for their sort of non-ceremonial oath taking. So we'll just keep standing by, folks, and we'll wait for both Anthony and Evelyn to return. Okay, I'm here, folks. I got a communication that we may be ready to go here. We see our city clerk, Mary Lavelle, so that's a huge indicator of the oaths being completed. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay, welcome back, folks. Welcome back, City Council. Councilmember Chua. Looking for Councilmember Chua. Hey, we're moving along pretty quick here this evening. I'm very happy with the pace. I know we got more items to accomplish tonight, so we're going at a pretty good pace here. Thank you, everybody. We'll look for Councilmember Chua. I don't like this.
Well, at least I'm here. Finally, you know how hard it was to get this thing going. So finally, I got out of my old clunker laptop, and thanks to Mike Liu, our IT guy, he was able to get me on. Thank you, Mike.
Fantastic. We need your smile. We need your smile. Okay. Okay, here. Waiting on one more council member here. I see 4 of us, and would love to move to item number 4 with 5 of us. And so I don't know if Councilmember Chua is popping apple cider somewhere, or you know, I'm not sure. Does someone need to?
We're live.
Right. Yeah. 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 And maybe someone can text.
Hey, meanwhile, let me get something.
Okay. Sure. All right. Don't go too far.
See, now that you can see me, can you see me? Check
yes.
this out. All right, this is for Evelyn Chua.
Oh,
Evelyn.
wow.
Can you guys see that?
Cake, obviously.
So,
right?
Congratulations, Councilmember Chua. And so it's a cake. It's a cake that I baked.
What about me and Anthony? What about me and Anthony? Where's ours?
Oh yeah, well then you guys we can share this too. All right, yeah, this will be for congratulations for Evelyn Chua, you and Anthony.
Right.
See that you put me on the spot, man.
Hey, I'm just saying, you know, 2 years ago I got the electeds. I got a cake for you. Remember the cake I got you last time?
Oh yeah, that was cool. That was
I got Councilor Dominguez. I got her a cake too.
Yeah, that's right.
Myself, I got.
Anyhow,
best cake around. Let me just say. And,
yeah, it was, and that was a really good band too with Henry Nichols.
So you don't have a cake for me this time.
No, but I'll get you guys one. And you know, anyhow. So, see now you put me on the spot.
Anthony and I.
I know. Well, that's because Evelyn and I we're friends. We've known each other for many years. I mean.
All right.
Anyhow, you know how that goes.
It is, many years. I'm sure. And so Councilmember Chua is IT is worth Councilmember Chua, and so she should be here very short.
Well, she's my comadre, so.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for tuning in, folks. I know if you're tuning in right now, you're kind of wondering, what are we doing right now? We just completed our oath with the city clerk, Mary Lavelle. We had to do that with the city clerk to really make it official beyond the ceremonial one, which is a special one that we have with the person of our choosing. And so we are back from our official oath with the city clerk, and we have most of the council here. Just needing Councilmember Chua to arrive here on the Zoom. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in at home. This is our special meeting for the election results, and really the process following that. After this, we will go to closed session for an item. And then after that, we have our regular meeting, just a regular city council meeting on this Tuesday night. Classic, classic city council Milpitas meeting. And if you're looking to be with us the whole evening, we thank you for your engagement and your care and your passion for our community. You have folks at home, I'm talking to you. You have an incredible city council and city staff here working tirelessly around the clock to ensure your quality of life. And I couldn't be more proud to call Milpitas home. And so, yeah, thanks for joining us tonight. If you've been with us from 5 p.m., and then you've got to really share some special moments with your elected officials here as we go into a new chapter here on the City Council. It really is a new chapter. Every 2 years is a new chapter, if you ask me. And so it's a part of the big book of Milpitas. And I know I'm truly blessed and thankful to be a part of this chapter with you all. We're all in the chapter together, and we're writing pages, page by page. Very special, I know. And we will look for Councilmember Chua. This is sure she'll. I know we had an email from our executive secretary. It was an awesome email. I want to thank the executive secretary. You know who you are. That was a great email with all the links. And just appreciate it. That's why I'm not lost right now. Okay. Let's see here. Oh. Okay. Let's see here. We are on live here on Facebook and YouTube, streaming across the World Wide Web. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Let's see here. While Councilmember Chua is on her way, I want to thank the Public Works Department for putting up the holiday lights in front of City Hall. Not the safest thing. They kind of shut down the roads there. I want to thank the community members for driving safe and really supporting our city staff. The lights look fantastic. I know it's kind of typical we do this every holiday season, but for some reason this year, those lights are shining extra bright and energy efficient as much as possible. So the spirit of Milpitas in 2020, those lights really represent hope. And I want to thank Public Works one more time for their tireless work over the weekend. I can't even put up lights on a mini tree, and so imagine that, folks. Just working to your Christmas tree in your own living room, but talking about several giant trees out front of City Hall. That's something else. Okay, well. Okay, well, I see something. I see it. There it is right there. All right, welcome. And Councilmember Chua is...
Where's she at?
There she is, yeah. So she's here. Okay, fantastic. Welcome back, Councilmember Chua. Welcome back. We'll go ahead to item 4. Let's elect the new vice mayor. I am going to nominate Councilmember Carmen Montano, and I want to say
second.
whoa. A point of order. A point of order.
Thank you.
Point of order. I do want to say a few things.
Okay.
Point of order now. I'm gonna have to ask you, Councilmember Chua, to raise your virtual raised hand if you're.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I got to run the meeting here. But
Okay.
I do want to say a few things as to why I'm nominating Councilmember Montano. I think that when I entered the Milpitas politics only 4 years ago, running for mayor, and I actually ran against Councilmember Montano, and the whole experience was so professional. It was so heartfelt. Mutually, we knew we were like Milpitians, and the roots that we have in this town. And I think Carmen was the only person in town that made me believe that the community could really take hold in City Hall. Carmen was the only person that I believed in with the community roots at the time, where I said, you know what, being a community member from Milpitas, growing up from Milpitas, it's possible to make it into City Hall. And now Carmen inspired me for that. My first few months in City Hall, Carmen gave me all the moral advice I needed to make the hardest decisions my first 6 months, which I'm not going to talk about, but folks here in town, and if you're listening right now, wherever you are, we cleaned up this town. We cleaned up this town. We cleaned up City Hall, and if it wasn't for Carmen, I don't think I would have took all those risks and decisions I made my first 6 months when I had to stand up and really risk my whole being to stand up against some of the dirt that was in City Hall. And so, without Carmen, maybe we all things would be totally. It'd be like Back to the Future. I mean, there'd be different people in different positions and things like that. But Carmen really made an impact throughout the whole time. And a couple years ago, I actually begged Carmen to come back. Literally, I begged Carmen to come back into City Hall because she had the leadership that I felt was needed. And after some time, she finally, I know she prayed to God and made a decision for herself and her family. And then I just got lucky that she decided to come back and got first place, and just really shined in the community as she always has over her life here. And 2 years ago, I actually nominated Carmen for vice mayor, but I want to speak to Carmen's kind of leadership and selflessness. Carmen said 2 years ago that she's already been the vice mayor. Why not let someone else have the opportunity? And that was solely her decision, and I supported that decision, like I've supported Carmen with many great decisions during our time working together over these last 2 years. So tonight I have just the extreme blessing and opportunity, and I'm so grateful to the Lord above to continue working with Carmen for another 2 years, and to have really an opening to nominate Carmen as our next vice mayor. And I know that as good as this city will be over these next 2 years with the full city council as the mayor, I'm going to be really leaning on Carmen more than I ever have. And that's saying a lot. And so I do want to nominate Carmen Montano as the next vice mayor for the city of Milpitas. And we'll go to virtual raised hands here along the dais for any comment. But first, let's go to public comment. I do want to see if there's any public comment. Get that out the way. I don't see any virtual raised hands from our attendees here for public comment. And so that's it with public comment. Moving to the virtual dais again. Let's go to Council Member Chua.
Thank you, Mayor Tran. I second your motion.
Thank you very much. Okay, next up with the virtual raised hand, Councilmember Dominguez.
Thank you so much, Mayor, for the time. First and foremost, welcome Councilmember Chua to the team. We definitely, I'm looking forward to getting to know you a little more and working with you. I definitely share some of the values that you shared, integrity and making sure that we are always putting people over politics. And so I definitely want to thank you for being part of this team. Welcome to the ride. You have came in one of the most challenging times, but I definitely believe that your strong will help all of us get through it. In terms of the vice mayor, I just had a couple questions for you, Mayor, because as many people know, I definitely am one to stand with my word and my votes. And I know that when the vice mayor role was stripped away from me, the basis of that was because it was shared leadership. And so I just have a question in terms, I still believe in the notion of shared leadership. And I do believe that the city of Milpitas has spoken and Councilmember Fan has received the most votes. I also believe that we need to be a team, but I just want to definitely get some clarification of why are we steering away from the shared leadership concept that you brought forward I think it was maybe a year ago. And so if I could just ask for some clarification, I would greatly appreciate it.
Oh yeah, always, always. I really have the honor to nominate the person that I can count on the most. And I'm nominating tonight the person that I am looking to count on the most during the hardest time in our city's history. And so whether it's any of the three persons I've appointed previously, I'm really looking at it through a framework of, who could deliver, because I can only talk to one person due to the Brown Act. And it's going to be very clear that I only have one lifeline. And if I have one lifeline, I'm going to call Carmen. Okay, great.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the response.
Yep, anytime, anytime. And I did want to mention here, as we move forward, it's public service as usual. We're gonna all work together, have respect, make honest decisions, and support great ideas. I do want to take a moment as we kick off here to reiterate my commitment to being really a model, a city. And I look forward to working with each person, with heart. And so thank you. And so I'll look for any further virtual raised hands. If not, I've moved the item. We have a second by Councilmember Chua, and a virtual roll call to nominate and appoint Carmen Montano as the Vice Mayor for the City of Milpitas. Councilmember Fan. Councilmember Chua.
Aye.
Councilmember Dominguez.
Abstain.
Councilmember Montano.
Aye.
Myself is an aye. The motion is carried. Congratulations, Vice Mayor Montano. And I want everybody in the city of Milpitas to know I'm putting my faith in Carmen Montano. Okay.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you so much. All right. This special meeting is adjourned. I'll see the council in closed session.
Actually, Mayor, we're going to go into the regular meeting, which should be in your calendar for, I think, 6:30, and then the closed session. So we got to take roll call at the regular meeting opening, and then we'll go into closed session.